All right, Brennan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm back doing interviews again, and it's great to be doing interviews again. I'm kicking it off the right way with one of. I tell everyone that listens. I've told my dad a couple years ago when you were an amateur. I told Timothy Bradley a couple years ago when we met him that one day. I
Yeah,
told anybody who will listen. I said this is one of my favorite prospects in boxing, one of my favorite fighters in boxing because I love what you bring to the sport, what you represent. We got Luis Hernandez, the fighting pride of Homestead. How you doing, Luis?
I'm doing great, doing great. Just trying to relax, trying to get ready for the next.
Yeah, you're normally a pretty hyper guy. This is like the most mellowed out I've ever seen you.
Yeah,
But
just I don't know. It's been a roller coaster of emotions the past week, or the
yeah,
past 2 months. It's been crazy, just
yeah,
back to back fights, back to back camp. We've been in camp since the beginning of the year, just getting ready for big fights. I had that big fight scheduled for February 28th in Oaxaca, Mexico. It was the Rocky Hernandez and the Rene
Kelly's
Guerrero
Guerrero.
card.
Yep.
Yeah, but they had I don't know what happened. They got canceled and they got switched to Canada for some reason. Like
Yeah.
so that was
So
that was my homecoming. My parents are from Oaxaca. That was one of my homecoming back to my roots. But it is what it is. I'll probably get opportunity one day to fight there. So that's
no,
probably.
you will, Lewis. But look, I've had you on the channel before when you were an amateur because I used to live right down the street from
Oh
your
yeah,
amateur gym.
five.
Like 5 minutes, I used to come down there with Eric Lanzas Jr. and that's how I met you back in 2022. I was the first person to interview as an amateur, and now I got the honor to be the first person to interview you as a pro. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like just always an honor. It was for just to even speak to you.
No, thank you, man. So like a lot's happened. I mean, there's a lot we can get to. You're 4-0 now. You've been sparring, top prospects, world champions. You got new trainer now with Coach Jeff. We'll get into all that, but for people that don't know you, Lewis, yet that haven't seen those old interviews, that haven't watched you fight yet, I wanted to just real quickly. Could you just give them your amateur background, and what would you say your fighting style is?
Okay, so as an amateur, I started at the age of 15. A little later than most fighters, and I had my first amateur fight at the age of 17. And then I didn't have a big amateur background, but I did what I could because here in Florida is like not really a big, especially now, it's not really a big amateur scene here. Like everything's like kind of like dead right now. I only had like 24 amateur fights, but I think my first 11 fights, I was on a like 11 fight winning streak. Just walking everybody down. I still have a similar style now, but back then it was like more of a come forward, just throw punches, like
Yeah,
little defense, like just that's what it was. But I didn't have that much of a big amateur background. Like the other prospects coming up, like they have over 100 fights, fighting since they were 9 years old. Just national tournaments. I only been to two national tournaments and only a couple tournaments here. So like I didn't get the opportunity to really compete at an early age. Picked it up pretty late, but I felt like I did pretty well coming up. Just had to catch up with everybody else. Just put in the work, stay
yeah.
dedicated. Put hours in the gym.
And the crazy thing is like you're only 21. Like
Yeah,
you've grown so fast in such a short time. Lewis, you come from a place. I lived there for about almost 3 years in Homestead, and for people that think about South Florida, they think about Miami and South
yeah,
Beach. They think
yeah.
about Fort Lauderdale Beach. Think about Boca Raton.
All
A
the
lot of
nice
people,
areas.
a lot of people don't know about Homestead. So I wanted to ask you, Lewis, just paint the picture as best you can. What was your upbringing in Homestead like? What is Homestead like, and how do you stay disciplined in a place like Homestead?
So I'd say I compare Hopes to like especially growing up, it was pretty quiet, small like town, like not really much going on here. Just not many boxing gyms here. First of all, like
Yeah,
maybe like four now or three, like, and I don't know, bro. It was really quiet, like quiet area coming up. Like I didn't really do much. I was just didn't play any sports till I picked it up at 15. it's pretty quiet. But now it's like it's kind of changing. Like if you were still here, you realize there's a lot of construction going on. They're
Yeah.
building new things. Like a lot of it's like I say now it's getting a lot more crowded here too. So a lot of people are wanting to move down here. They want to live here because
Yep.
it's quiet, nice area. But for us that have been living here for the past like what 20 years, we kind of don't like it. We don't want we don't like this. We like it when it's quiet, not too much construction, not too many houses. But it's developing a lot more now. I'd say.
Okay. Okay. One of the things that I've always told people about you, even a couple of years ago, was that I've been around so many fighters from everywhere. And I say this kid Lewis. One thing I like about him is the talent's there, but it's the character. It's the discipline. It's the focus. Like the same girlfriend you had when I first met you 3 years ago, you still have her now.
Yep.
And being in South Florida, it's not an easy place to focus with South Beach being so close and
Yep.
the temptation to want to go out. Um, you're a homebody. How do you stay so disciplined? Because even like being someone who's older, I'm 30 now, but like even being someone who's older, I look at your discipline and I admire. I'm like, damn, if this young kid can be that disciplined, I could be more disciplined. So how do you stay so disciplined?
I think it comes from the house, like coming up, growing up, with especially with a Mexican family. My pops at a I don't know. He always like raised us. Just like how do I say this? Ever since I was a kid, like I didn't really go out. My dad was pretty strict, but not too strict where you feel like you're controlled. But he'll just guide us the right way. Like, listen, if you wanna do this, I got your back, 100%. So especially with boxing, like he's always like telling me like like this sport is like it's rough. 'Cause my dad loves boxing since I was a kid, loved boxing, and he knows like what are the factors that cause people to kind of shift away. And he always like put that in my head like, look, you're a boxer now. I got your full support. I'm here to back you. Don't first of all, like no drugs in the house, no alcohol, nothing.
Hmm.
And even at 21 years old, I still kind of have a curfew. I can't be out past what 10:30, 11. Like this, my dad starts calling me, yo, where you at? Where you at? Just making sure I'm good. He's a
He
little
holds
little.
he holds you accountable.
Yeah, calls me accountable, make sure I'm good. Luckily for him, I don't like going out. I'm not a big fan either way. Like I would never like going out too long. I don't like being out too late, especially like when I go to these boxing fights. Like once 9 hits around 10, I kind of want to go home. I'm kind of tired here, bro. I want to get out of here.
You're a middle-aged man already, pretty much.
Yeah, because I'm planning for the next day. I'm like, damn, I don't want to get home too late, and then I gotta wake up early, and I'm still gonna feel tired. I want to be in bed already, and, like sleep, get my full 8 hours of sleep, great for the next day. So I'm always planning. I'm always planning for the next day.
That's good, man. That's good. And it's paid off so far because, like, I know before you turned pro, you were talking about going to the firefighter academy.
Yeah,
You were doing
that was.
that, and I know also that like, I know you wanted to be a pro, but I think there was a bit of doubt there in terms of like, could this be a real path? Could I really make something of myself? Not talent wise, but boxing.
Oh yeah,
A lot of these guys don't get paid, and good management is hard to come by in boxing where people put money behind you. So now everything is different now because a year
oh
later you
yeah.
went from being like, yo, I want to box, but the firefighter academy and this, that, and third. Now you got Ryan Ricky behind you. You're with Coach Jeff in Bay to Bay Boxing now. You're 4-0. You're fighting a lot. Talk about your pro journey so far. From your pro debut to now being 4-0.
From when I before I went pro, I think it was like around this time of last year where I was getting back into the gym like more seriously at sparring on my own. Like I didn't want to drag anybody with me to go spar, so I made the commute to Beta Bay after I would be done with my class. Just to spar over there, and I guess Jeff, that really liked me. And he was trying to like telling me to join him even before that, but I just didn't know if I had the like if I was able to commute or like commit to what he wants. So once I finished with my academy, I graduated, top of my class. he offered it again. He's like, "Yo, I'm for like if you need a team, you need somebody to like guide you. I'm here. I'm open. Like you're the last fighter I'm gonna take in for a while." And I thought about it. I was, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? Let's go for it. Like I'm done. Like I kind of want to. This door's opening for me. It's like I just felt like it was God's timing. It's like
Yeah,
it was like my time to just take it. Had to go home, tell my pops what's going on. Like, look, listen, I kind of want to do this right now. I want to take the risk. I want to jump at it. Jeff offered like one more national tournament, and that's it. Like he'll cover it, like whatever. And that's what I wanted. That was my plan from the start. Like, but
oh, you cut out.
I had a call. I had a call. So
All right, you
I,
good.
I, I called my pops, and I was like, I kind of want to do this right now. Like, I want to take it. This is an opportunity you don't get every day. So I went for it. Like, I already planning to just have one more national tournament either way. So before I go pro, and we took it. Went to the nationals. Didn't go my way, but either way, like the amateur style was never for me. Like I'm more of a 3 rounds is enough for me. The third round is where I get my rhythm. And, all right, I start warming up, start picking it up. I don't like rushing my work. I want to take my time, pick my shots. Slowly break you down, and then by the fifth, sixth, seventh, eight is when I'll come up and turn it up. So
Yeah, because you're known. Yeah, you're known all over South Florida for your stamina. I remember there was a period of time where me, you, and our good friend Eric Lances Jr. We used to go to run on in Miami on North Beach or
oh yeah,
close to South Beach. And
yeah,
I remember like I mean, I'm a YouTuber. I get my workouts in here and there, but like were there other pro fighters, Eric? You had Sense Boy, other guys, and you're lapping other professional fighters. Like you're ahead of them as far as pace. So you've always had a gas tank. I know that
yeah.
from that, and I know that from like the little sparring we did the one time.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's always been. I felt like that was always what I was like gifted. Just to get good gas tank. I was able to go, 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 and be consistent with it too. Especially running, like I kind of enjoy it. Like even when I'm not training for a fight, I'm definitely getting at least 20 miles a weekend, like my minimum. I need to run. I need to run. I need to run. Like I have to. It's like it's like therapeutic. I enjoy it. I like enjoying it, except for when it's kind of cut weight and then you gotta be all layered up. Then that's when I hate it. But other than that, I love running.
Well, it's like Tyson Fury. I know Tyson Fury always says that if he doesn't run or do anything, if he just sits around the house or he doesn't do anything, he'll start going crazy. He has to train 2 times a day. Are you the same way? Would you say the same way?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I have to be active. I have to do something because if not, then I just don't. I don't feel right. Definitely don't feel right.
Okay, okay. Well, funny enough, right? So I mentioned in the beginning of the interview, I mentioned that you've been sparring with a lot of high-profile guys. The highest profile guy, to my knowledge, that you sparred is Angelo Leo, the IBF featherweight champion. I remember you came to Vegas. You did 2 sparring sessions with him. I was there for both sparring sessions. Talk about that. What do you remember about those sparrings, and how did that level you up as a fighter?
That was like the best work I've gotten. Like it was a whole different level. Just even the energy. You step in the ring with a world champion, especially like after that devastating knockout,
To Fernando Lopez, yeah.
Fernando Lopez. I got in there. I was like, all right, this is it. I'm in there with a world champion. Let's just see where I'm at. And before the round started, Jeff is like, in my ear telling me, "Yo, just get in there. Don't even think about the world champion. Just go, do you, and just get those rounds in. This is like the best opportunity. Best sparring. First of all, it's the best sparring you can get. Like you're sparring the number one guy in the division.
Correct.
So yeah, got in there. The first round we did. I think we did 7 rounds the first time, and man, I felt the altitude at first too. Like my first time sparring out there.
Oh, in
I kind of
Vegas, yeah,
felt,
yeah.
yeah, in Vegas. I felt a little altitude. I felt it a bit. The air was dry, a little rough, but we got it done. Great rounds, fun. Then the second time I think he had after the first one, he was like, come back on Friday. I was like, oh hell yeah, of course. I'm not gonna say no to sparring the number one guy in my division.
Yeah, yeah,
So I need the experience. And afterwards we did six, and man, that just like boosted my confidence because I had a fight like 2 weeks after that, so it was like it's perfect timing. It was like perfect timing, and I don't know, man, that just boosted my confidence. It showed me where I was at, what I need to work on, and then yeah, 13 rounds in with a world champion, the
yeah,
best world champion in the division.
yeah, yeah. What would you say? What would you say? Because like people have their misconceptions about fighters when they watch them from the outside. It's different when you're in the ring. What would you
First,
say really stood out about Angelo when you were in the ring with him?
uh, a lot. First of all, is his jab. He had a great jab. A pistol like jab just pops. That's the first punch that he landed on me. I'm like, damn. Oh, okay. Okay, this is a little different
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I honestly I didn't think he'll be hitting like that, especially with the sparring gloves too. You know, a lot more padding. I was like, okay, all right, not just for real. Now I gotta tighten up, keep my hands up, chin, be reactive, and like just like a fight now. So his and also his defense is very very underrated. Little slick.
he's not easy to hit.
Hell nah. You had to work downstairs because my jabs and usually I can jab. I can catch anybody with a jab. Him that first sparring session so hard to land a jab on him. So I had to rough make it a little like back to the rugged style. Working the inside, try to move him. Strong ass guy too. So like it was good work. Like that really showed me where I was at.
Yeah, probably gave you like a new perspective on like, okay, this is what it takes to be at that level.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
And I seen how he hit the bag afterwards. Just back to the basics. Just jabs, 1-2s, angles, hooks. Just simple. It's nothing fancy. Just reps. And that's one thing I learned now that I'm a pro. It's a lot of reps. Not a lot of what you see on the internet, like your Instagram, like those fancy mid work, all these fancy workouts. Nah, that shit isn't. This is all for show. Uh, but Jeff has me doing the same punch for like an hour sometimes, the same combinations, like just working on the same thing, reps, and that's what it takes to be a pro. Just be disciplined. And it might be boring, but it gets the job done, and then it shows on fight night, or it shows when you're sparring, like it shows what you'll be working on. It shows that you're actually putting in work.
yeah, you got to master the basics.
Exactly, that's all it is. That's all it is. That's what Jeff's been installing in my head, like drills. That's all it is. He doesn't really hold mitts at
No,
all. Like he holds mitts like to demonstrate, but other than that is him just explaining to you what to work on. Him actually doing the movement on the bag to show you how it's done, and just and to show you how he wants it done, and just keep on doing it for an hour on the bag.
okay. Well, you mentioned Jeff, right? Jeff, I'm no Jeff. I've known Jeff for years, but a lot of the boxing world still doesn't know Jeff. He hasn't been in a big time fight yet. He's got a pretty young stable. Um, like, what could you say about Jeff as a coach? And I guess how would you describe the environment of Bay to Bay boxing? Because you guys got fighters like Eric Tudor and Daniel Bailey and the Medina brothers, Sasha Tudor as well. What's all that like?
But first of all, him as a trainer, like he has a good eye, like a very good eye. Like he can see things that you don't see. Like, I could be sparring, and then he tells me, "All right, right now, why don't you land this punch? And this is how I want you to set it up." And in my head, I'm like, "That's not gonna. I don't see it. Like, I don't see the opening." But I was like, "Whatever. I'll just do what he tells me." And I will do it, and it lands, and it works. And I'm like, "Oh shit." He has a very good eye. I'll give him that. Very, very good eye. He's like he likes good technique and just being an all around fighter. Like when I came in, there was like a 2 month period where he would just work on different things with me, just what I need to work on. The first official day I was with him, he changed my stance completely. and it felt so uncomfortable. I was like, I feel weird. I don't ever fight like this. Like instead of being like somewhat squared up, he has me like more to the side, trying to cut my opponent in half, cut my body in half, so I have less a target to get hit by.
It's like a more bladed stance.
Exactly, more but
Yeah.
like a Manuel Marquez is how he explained it to me. So I will go back into to my room and just watch Manuel Marquez because I wanted to see for myself like what does he mean by
Wamel Marquez. Yeah.
yeah, by splitting your opponents in half. But yeah, he's and then training there, bro, is like it's crazy because coming up, I never really was around high level guys, and then when I came with Jeff and it was time to train everybody else, you had Eric Tudor there, you had Lorenzo, you had Laz, and it just boosts you up. You're like, all right, now I had to keep up with them as well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because like Jeff, I've known Jeff since 2019. I've known Jeff a good amount of time now, and he's had a lot of fight. He's had a lot of fighters over the years, and he does talk highly about all of his guys. He backs himself. He's very
Of
confident.
course.
But I've never heard Jeff come up to me and say, "Hey, this guy will be a world champion." The first person he said that about was you. How does that make you feel? And yeah, like I guess how does it make you feel?
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't know, man. It just feels like it's a good feeling because you have somebody there who truly believes that you're the one. You're the one that's gonna get to that level and claim the throne one day. And then he has my back, man. He has my back with anything I need. Like if I need a little more attention on because I want to work on something, he's there. He'll guide me through. Um, he has a plan for me. He has him and Ryan have a plan. They want to guide me, take the right fight, take good fights. We're not here to fight bums, take tough fights, build the experience. That's what it is, right? Like he's not a coach where like especially here in South Florida, a lot of fighters here when they fight here locally, they fight a bunch of like tomato cans, bums, dudes that don't look appealing to the fans. I personally
like
hate it.
like an opponent that when you hit him the first time, they just fall over immediately.
Exactly, and then they just don't look the part. Like they're out of shape, they're fat, they have an ugly record, or even they have an ugly record, but as long as they put on a fight, for fans, they're coming out, paying $75 for a ticket.
Yeah, yeah. Boxing tickets aren't cheap.
Yeah, that really, like Jeff just hates it. He hates it. Like he doesn't like that. It's like you don't get anything. We're killing ourselves in the gym, putting hours in the gym, sparring hard, making the weight, and then just to fight a guy who's gonna fall over after the first punch. Like no, dude. Like what's the
Yeah,
what's the whole point? Like
because
what's really
you're really cheating yourself because you fought enough of those fights. Then you get to an actual decent fight, a guy that comes to one that's around your age and experience level. Then you don't have the tools to actually win the fight. You got to look
exactly?
bad yourself. So
And that's also, yeah, pretty much. So like my last fight here at the Hard Rock, big venue, big card, a bunch of people coming out. The first thing Jeff told the matchmaker, which is Henry Revolta,
mhm.
he told Henry straight up, "Yo, listen, give me the toughest guy you have right now available. Give me the tough. We want the hardest fight."
Yeah,
And that kind of took Henry to like a little surprised, like he doesn't really hear that. And they gave us a guy, 6-5, but if you look at his record, he's
I
not.
saw. Yeah, that guy. I think he only got stopped once in his 5 losses.
Yep, at
Yep, yep.
130 though.
Yeah, 130. Yeah, yeah. So right now, for those that don't know, you spar a lot of featherweights, but you're campaigning as a 122 pounder right now.
Well, there was a change of plan now that, especially with what's going on in the boxing world,
Yeah.
Jeff made the decision for me. Well, me and him made a decision like we're gonna campaign at 126 for now.
So you gonna jump into with the Sharks, one of
Oh
the
yeah,
most loaded weight classes in
the
boxing.
best weight class in boxing. I'll tell you
It
that right now. The
it is the
best weight
best
class
weight
in
class
boxing.
for sure, for sure. I know. Well, staying with that. So either way, you're still fighting a guy that's a 130 pounder, a guy that's
Yep.
heavier, who's durable at his own weight class. So I'm sure that was a
Hey,
good experience for you.
yep. He's been in the ring with Christopher Diaz. Took him to a split decision, and then He had like 6-0 guys, 7-0 guys. He had a draw with a guy who was 13-1.
Hmm.
So I'm over here looking at the record. I'm like, Jeff, you like, damn, okay, you want to throw me in there already? I was like, you know what? But he's telling me he's like, this is what you need. Like, we need the rounds. That's the first thing I told him. I need rounds. But I was like, damn, this dude can fight. I watched film on him. I studied him. Oh, this dude's big. He can fight. But you know what? That just got me excited. I was like, you know what? We're in the fight. We're in a real fight, and it just got me pumped. Like, all right, that was my time to show that like I belong here, and I
You're here to stay.
I'm at the point where I can I can definitely hold my own against anybody.
Yeah, and just for those watching, the guy that he's referring to is his name is Jose Rodriguez Crespo, 6'5" and 1, tough guy.
Tough, yeah, tough as hell. I'll give him that. Tough as hell. That was a great fight though. I honestly feel like I had the best fight that night. The other fights were not pretty boring. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie with you. I'm not even gonna lie.
Trust me, Lewis. I've been doing enough stuff for the club shows. I know how it
Yeah.
goes. But but I wanted to ask you, Lewis. Because Angelo wasn't the only high level guy you sparred. I know one of the first high level guys you sparred is actually Jonathan Lopez, who
Oh yes,
yeah,
that was a while before my debut, I think.
yeah, way before your debut. I interviewed him, and he said that you were really strong. That was the main thing he said. He said that kid was strong. What do you remember about sparring Jonathan Lopez?
Man, that dude like all around. He's my age too, and that's crazy to see that he's my age. But he's been doing it way longer than me.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he has, and then he went pro at an early age too. But that dude is like he gave me one of the best work. He's a southpaw on top of that, so I really I had adjusted that. But I remember we did 10 rounds that day. It was amazing because it was like 8 originally, and then
yeah.
they asked like, you want to go more? And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, of course I want to go more. Let's go. We went to work. Man, that was like a great experience. A different style experience, dude. He's been there with in camp with Oscar Valdez. He's a part of
He
the
sparred. He
Canelo
sparred.
team.
He sparred Inoue. He sparred
Yeah, that too.
everyone.
It's like this is literally right after he came back from Japan too.
Yeah,
So that was like this is what I needed before my debut. Like that just gave me more confidence. On top of that, it's just that's what I need. I need that experience. Need to work with the best people available because he's up there. He's at 130 now, and
yeah.
he's up there. Like
Just
he's
fought Rene
definitely
Alvarado.
exactly. He won the fight even with a messed up hand. Like he adapted. I feel like he showed that he really is an elite. And but I believe he'll be world champion at 130. Definitely be world
What
champion.
what makes him so effective as a fighter from being in there with him?
His distance. He
Yeah,
knows how to manage distance. He's slick. He has good footwork. He knows how to move side to side, and that really showed me what we need to work on. So, in a couple weeks, like after that, we were just working on cutting the ring. Being a little more effective against the southpaw. So it just opened my eyes up to what I need to work on.
okay, okay. Let me see. So a couple more things to ask you. Oh, okay. So I want you to tell this story because we never talked about this on camera, but I know you don't remember this. So in 2023, I was covering Rafael Espinoza versus Robeisy Ramirez, and I remember I went to
Oh
the weigh-in.
yeah.
I went to the press conference that day, and I took you with me because I was like, Lewis, you need pro, so I want you to get a feel for big time boxing, world championship boxing. So I took you with me, went to the weigh-in. We met Timothy Bradley. Good friend of the show, good friend of the channel, former champion, Hall of Famer. And I remember you had a good interaction with Timothy Bradley. What do you remember about that, and how has that
Oh,
impacted you?
one of the things was what he told me was like about the training wise, like how he would have one workout and then like have you know like not really much of a break for the next one. Just get like right back to back workouts because he said that it helped with just building the endurance and condition and
Yeah,
recovery too. And that's one thing that stuck out. Like I was like, really? I didn't really like I didn't think it made sense, but now that I'm here,
makes
like
sense now.
it makes sense now. Like makes sense. Oh, now I see what he's talking about. Like you need that extra conditioning. You need to be well rounded. Tough, good recovery, because that's what gets you ready for big hard fights.
Yeah, I know he told you too. If he said he used to spar 4 minute rounds or something like that.
That too. Yep, that too. I heard all about that. He's so yeah. I still haven't done it, but hopefully, hopefully, I can tell Jeff, let's do 4 minute rounds and see where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah,
Because if I can do 10 rounds of sparring, and I'm not even fighting 10 rounders yet, I'm fighting six.
yeah, yeah. Because I remember when I was telling him about you, he was like, because you didn't even have a pro fight, you were still
Yeah, I was
amateur,
still amateur. I was
and
still
he was
amateur.
like, if this guy's talking about you, then I know you got to be pretty good. So I'm gonna be watching out for you. So hopefully he sees this. But yeah, that was a good memory for me.
Yeah, that was for me too. That really stuck to me. Just meeting him.
Yeah, and then I remember that too. Funny enough, people can go check the archives. You actually wound up translating my Rafael Espinoza interview, and then he won the title, and now he's still a champion.
And you know what's crazy? I didn't know much about Rafael when you told me about him. I just knew he's fighting Rubasi. I was like,
Neither did I.
yeah,
Neither did nobody.
but you called it. You called it. I didn't think he was gonna win. I really didn't. I didn't know. I didn't see anybody good on his resume. I was like, I didn't bother checking any film on him either because I just thought it was just a quick fight for Rubasi. But you called it. You
Yeah,
called
yeah. I
it.
said something
And
like
then I
a
watched the
horror fight.
fight. I watched the fight because I couldn't go to the fight because I had to go to a wedding the day after.
Hmm.
So on the way back, I'm watching the fights on my phone, and he just shocked the world. I was like, "Yo, what the hell?" I was like, "This motherfucker called it."
Yeah, yeah. Well,
That was it's crazy.
that was a special night. A lot. I mean, I don't know how you feel, but a lot of people feel like he's the best featherweight in the world. I mean, like of the champions, they feel like
Yep,
he's the best guy in the division.
I still feel like he's definitely one of the best, but I don't think he's has been tested like besides fighting Robesi.
Yeah. Oh, you're saying yeah? He needs to fight other guys besides Obese.
Yeah, I need to see. Yeah, he don't fight. Yeah, all you guys Robesi on his resume,
So like
and
like what do you think about him against like okay you got Nick Ball, you got Angelo Leo, you got Bruce Carrington's a name. Shushu's been a name that's been thrown out there for him as well. What do you think about those fights?
I think I kind of want to see him fight Nick Ball. They have
Oh
this,
yeah,
yeah, they have this tall giant, and then this 5'4" fighter. I
yeah,
feel like a wrecking ball. I feel like that would be a good fight. I want to see that. Like just style wise, like you have two guys that like Espinosa's a tall dude, but he comes forward to fight.
yeah. He don't really box like a tall
He
guy.
doesn't really ball. He comes in to fucking throw and just go to war. And Nick Ball as well. Nick Ball comes in there to like chin down and just start slugging. So I kind of want to see that. I feel like Espinoza will edge that. I think like a late stoppage or
Okay,
or or just outworks him. I feel like just too much output.
okay.
I
That'd
really
be a
do
good
believe
fight.
that. I want to see
Huh?
that. I want to see that fight one day. I'm thinking about it more. It'll be I think it'll probably be a fight of the year candidate.
Probably would be. We'll see how long Espinoza can maintain his weight because he's fighting
That's
Edward.
true.
I don't know if you know, but he's fighting Edward
Oh, I
Vasquez
know.
next.
Of course, I know Edward Vasquez.
I know you know who Edward Vasquez is, but I'm saying he's fighting Espinoza on the co-main event for Inoue.
Yep,
Yeah, so
that'd be a good fight because Vasquez is a tough dude, man, and they comes to fight. He fought on my our guy Bailey. Got clipped early by Bailey too, but still a good fight, back and forth. But I don't know. Like, does can Vasquez even make 126? Because
that's my thing. See, that's my thing. I feel like they're trying to drain him and hope that he's not a big puncher in his natural weight class.
yeah,
I feel like they're
exactly.
trying to drain him, and then Espinoza gets a knockout, and then that will jump more hype for Espinoza because Espinoza has a good Mexican following, and he's starting to really become a name in boxing. So that's what I think is that's all about. But hopefully
Yeah,
it's a good fight. I hope it's a good
yeah.
fight.
If he makes the weight like comfortably and like he's fine, I feel like who knows? I feel like Vasquez can probably upset him.
You're gonna put him. Are you gonna put Espinoza on upset alert in that fight?
Uh,
Mild upset
Maybe,
alert.
man. I really because Vasquez is really like really tough. He's conditioned. He's
Volume. Has some
volume puncher
volume.
as well. So I feel like he can probably maybe pull it off. He took George Cordina to the distance, and
No, nobody's ever ran through him. Like, I mean, a lot of people, including me, thought he beat Raymond Ford.
oh yeah, that fight. I was just like, I felt like it was an off night for Raymond Ford too, but he just got outworked. Just couldn't, just couldn't figure him out. His Vasquez kept coming.
Yeah,
So maybe with the fights Vasquez has been taking, he might pull
might
this
pull
fight
it off.
off. He might pull
That'd
it
be
off. I
crazy.
think.
That would really shake a lot of things up at featherweight
Yeah,
if he did that.
that would change because that would change everything because Vasquez will fight anybody. He's the type of fighter that will fight anybody.
He would. He don't care. He
He
really
does not care.
he does not give a rat's ass about
He
who he
doesn't
fights.
care. He'll fight everybody. He'll take anybody. So
Yeah.
great fighter. I'm a fan of him too. Like on top of that, like I'm a fan. Like first of all, besides being a boxer, I'm a boxing fan. I'll watch all the fights. Have a couple favorites. You know, Vasquez is one of my favorites too because after that Raymond Ford performance, that
Yeah.
really made me to a fan. And on top of the Joe Cordina fight, that would really make me another fan. Although this dude's really good.
Who are some of your, I mean, you mentioned Vasquez. Who are some of your other favorite fighters in boxing right now?
Oh, right now, oof. I'd say Angelo Leo's up there.
Okay, Angelo. Yeah.
Jerron Ennis. Most people won't don't like this guy, but I like Shakur. I've been backing him even though he's been having some not so good fights. Like he gets the job done. He's like
He's effective. He's one of the most effective
effective,
fighters in
effective.
boxing.
But it's just unfortunate, he has those hand issues. That's really why he can't commit to. I didn't know that until like more recently. Like, oh, he has hand issues. That's why he can't, commit to knocking these dudes out. But
Yeah, that's why he's not
hopefully,
trying to throw a bunch of combinations.
exactly. And then, yeah, I have Shakur up there. I have Tio Fimo, of course. I love.
South Florida boy, even though he kind of be
Yes,
forgetting about
sir.
it sometimes.
Yeah, he's down
Yeah.
here right now. He's down here right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so love to everybody down here.
Shout out
He's
to
definitely
Tio.
one of my favorites. Shout out to you. I'm trying to think. Bam,
Bam.
love Bam. You gotta love Bam. Love Bam. And that's about it right now, on top of my head. One of the people I'm always on the lookout.
Yeah. When you watch True School Sports, so you're always gonna know about
Yeah.
all kinds of fighters on this
Yeah.
channel. I know you're a big fan of a lot of British fighters, right?
Oh.
No,
Not
I'm
the way you
joking.
think, right?
I'm joking with you, but no, you've always had this. You kind of joke about it, but you always say like, man, I want to. One of the things I want to do, and the great thing about it is you're at featherweight where there's always normally British fighters. You always said you want to fight a British fighter because UK versus Mexico is a rivalry that is big in
Yeah,
boxing.
everybody loves that. Everybody loves a good scrap between the Mexicans and the United Kingdom's fighters or the UK fighters. So you got keep the attrition going, just like
Yeah,
Mexicans with Puerto Ricans. Always good fights. I had that at my last fight. The crowd was like on my favor, but there were still some people who are Puerto Rican rooting for the other guy. So it
yeah.
was good, fun, action packed fight. I dominated, but yeah, it was fun. Like it's good rivalry. Like, it's all love. At the end of the day, it's just a sport.
It's just a sport. Yeah, I mean, as far as like I'm looking at your weight class right now because I'm looking at like British guys, British fighters. I mean, you got like right now. I mean,
Yeah.
the top British guy is Nick Ball, but after that, it gets real thin. So who knows? Maybe one day somebody will emerge and you can get your
Yep.
Mexico versus British fight.
It'd be fun. I can't. We'll get there one day. I'm saying we'll definitely get there one day. I can't wait for that. Just like us. The future's bright, especially the people behind me now. The doors opened up. I'm just ready for what's to come. Just getting ready, taking good fights right now. Just to get me ready. We're not here to pad my record up and just fight dudes who don't need to be there with me. It doesn't make sense. I'm not gonna get better from that. I need more opponents like my last fight where he came to fight, he came to throw. Gave me different looks.
Live competition.
I like competition with experience, and I gained a lot of experience that fight, and I learned a lot about myself, like what I need to work on. So I'm excited to get back to the gym and just jump straight to it.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Um, your weight class is very interesting because I mentioned the British fighters, right? You know from just knowing me in the channel that this is a big home for Japanese boxing.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'm like the Japanese guy in America for boxing, but have you ever thought about have you thought about potentially maybe like fighting over in Japan in the future? Because I mean, your weight class has a lot of Japanese fighters traditionally. There is always the possibility of Inoue moving up. So who knows? You never know what the future might hold.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you wind up fighting Inoue, and if not Inoue, maybe Nakatani comes up in a couple of years.
Honestly, yeah, maybe hopefully we can fight all over the world. Like honestly, like well, so far I've been fighting here in the States. I've been fighting in Mexico. Maybe one day we can get a fight in Japan. It'll be great because people out there love boxing.
They do. They
They
do.
love boxing. They love boxing. So why not? Why not? Bring my people over there too. And we can put on a great show.
Yeah, because then you could be part of what's my favorite rivalry in boxing, which is actually Japan versus Mexico.
We gotta catch up though. I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, from what I've seen, is like I think the Mexicans got to catch up. So
What the Japanese?
yeah,
I don't know what the actual like score is
yeah.
in like
But
in like
as
big fights.
as of recently, what I've been seeing, like
Yeah, yeah. Right now,
yeah,
Japan's going through a golden age. They got like what, like 9 world champions.
just gotta just gotta wait till I hit my prime years, and then we'll see what's up.
Ooh, okay, okay. I know. The next big Mexico Japan fight's Eduardo Sugar Nunez. He's fighting.
Ah, yes.
I don't know if you know Masanori Rikishi. I don't know if you're
I,
familiar
I
with him.
I I know the fight's happening, but I really don't know much about the both. I just know that
That's gonna be the one right there. That's gonna be a
yeah,
banger.
I'll be on the lookout for that then. That's like
Yeah,
in like 2 weeks, correct?
yeah, about 2 weeks. Yeah, two
Yeah,
two
I'll be on.
weeks.
I better look out for that one because I
Okay.
heard of it, but I just don't know much about both of them.
Yeah, no,
I probably should because 130 is kind of dead right now. Like, it's been really quiet, just
there's not really a clear cut guy at
yeah,
130.
not yet, not yet.
Not yet. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
Um, I was gonna ask you, Lewis. Oh yeah, who do you think is the best fighter in the world today? If I say, who do you feel best fighter in boxing right now?
I'd say it's got to be Usyk.
Yeah, Usyk.
I think it's Usyk. It's either Usyk or it's like between Crawford and Inoue.
In a
I
way,
think
yeah.
it's Inoue is like it's between like it's weird because like I feel like we got to see more from Crawford. He's just been too inactive,
Yeah. Well,
and it seems like now he's just chasing the Canelo fight, and
yeah. Well, I
like
mean, if he wins it, if he wins
if
the
he wins
Canelo
it, yeah,
fight,
yeah, great. But just like that's kind of a big jump in weight. Just I don't know how that's gonna work. Like, well, if it happens though, if it happens, who knows?
okay. So you'll say Usyk.
I say Usyk, definitely Usyk up there, just because he beat a guy 50 pounds heavier than him
Mm-hmm.
and two-time undisputed, two divisions. No easy fights. Just took everybody out. What? Killed the heavyweight. Took out AJ twice.
Fury
And
twice.
yeah.
Dubois.
And that too. And his resume is looking a lot better now, especially after Dubois knocked out AJ. Now
Yeah,
you
and
got yeah. It's like his resume is like amazing right now. So he's definitely, I'd say, the best fighter in the world right now.
okay, okay. Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing the one heavyweight I still want to see him fight is Parker, because Parker, I feel like he's the one
Mhm.
guy that
Came
was
back.
that was champion, and he's the highest contender that he hasn't really fought yet. So
He's really made a rebound after that loss against Joy Joyce.
Joyce, yeah, Joyce stopped
Yeah,
him.
you can't. Yeah, and that's he got stopped by Big Bag Zhang, and then you see Joyce come. I mean, Parker come up, beat Wilder. He beat Zhang. He's on a
Beat
roll right now,
beat Bacoli. You know, he's doing his thing
doing his thing. So yeah, if he fucking floored Bacoli, but that's what happens when you take a short notice fight.
for sure.
Yeah, still
What
dangerous though.
what's like the what do you feel is the best fight in boxing that could be made today?
Oh, I'm trying to
Not
think.
not 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 the biggest, but I'm saying the best
Best,
fight.
I know, best,
Yeah.
best. Uh, I'd say that's kind of hard. I'm trying to think right now. Man, Angelo Leo versus Naoya Inoue. I want to see that. I really do
Ooh.
want to see that. You've been
Hey,
pumping me up lately.
I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to calm down on the Angelo talk with Inoue, because it gets really annoying on here, because everyone's
Yeah,
just like,
but man,
EG, you're
I've been
being
thinking about
biased.
it. I've been thinking about it so
But
much.
but why
Like
but why that fight? Why that fight?
just because I think Angelo's the best in the division. I really do think he's the best in the division.
Why is he the best in the division? Because people may say like, "Oh, you spar." Like they'll say me
Yeah,
because I'm his
that's,
friend. They'll
yeah,
say me
yeah,
because we
yeah,
spar.
yeah.
But why is he the best in the division?
Because he's an all around fighter, and I never knew that. But you told me he can box, he can do the Philly show, he can come forward, he can fight in the back foot.
And then you
But
saw
I just
that.
never seen it. I just
And then
never seen it.
you saw that shit in person.
I seen it live in person. I was shit. You were lying. And I just think his style wise, like he can just adapt. He can box you. He'll break you down. And his power is coming up now. Like he was never really like a big knockout puncher.
Not at
But
22, no.
yeah, no. But
I
now
mean,
I
well, no,
guess
I'll say this: 22, early in his career, he could punch. Because if you go back and you watch some of his fights against like Cesar Rocky Juarez, he was punching like that in that fight. But now his body's more mature, and I think
mm,
featherweight is his weight class.
that's what surprised me because I've been hit by some big dudes, and when he caught me with a jab, I was like, "My shit, this is for real." All right, now I gotta wake up, tighten up, and bite down just in case.
What kind of fight do you think if it did ever happen? Which I don't think it will anymore. But if Angelo and Inoue ever did fight, what do you think? What kind of fight that would be?
I think it'll be a war. Angelo coming forward. Now he's trying to land his power shots. But I just think Angelo's just too consistent, and just all around tough chin. So I for sure know he won't get stopped at all. I don't see it ever getting stopped. I think just his output, his volume, and it's just I think he'll just outwork and break Inoue down.
You would stop him? You're saying?
Nah,
Oh,
I don't know about stop, but well, who knows? Maybe in the last couple of rounds,
yeah,
the 10th, 11, 12, I feel like that's where he'll come on. Also, it's just a bigger weight class. I think that you know he might just that weight
yeah,
class. Is like I don't think the
yeah.
power will be enough.
Yeah, he'd have to win in a different way, and that's why I wanted to see him at featherweight so badly because I'm interested to see Inoue hit
Yeah,
guys, them not fall down, and then see how he adjusts.
exactly. I want to see that too because I know I like him. I'm a fan. When he fights, I'm up early.
You want to see
I'll watch the
TV?
fights. I'll see. I have to see him. You gotta see one of the best guys fight. I'm gonna be up watching the fights as well. You gotta support.
You got to support the
So
great fighters.
exactly. And I was rooting for him when he fought Neri. Like, and then when Neri dropped him, I was like, fuck.
Damn.
Yeah, he came back. Like a true champion. He composed himself, took his time, got up, and got right back to work. And that's why I love seeing that. I love seeing someone fall down and then them just get up. Stay composed, stay confident, get up
Yeah.
and get back to work. It's whatever. It happens. Boxing, like anything happen in boxing where you
Yeah.
just a punch lands and we're all human. At the end of the day, we're all human in this sport.
Correct.
Nobody here is superhuman. So
Correct. It's just unfortunate that now Inoue's he's got his next 3 fights mapped out. He's gonna fight Cardinal.
right there.
He has
Yep.
to get past him. He has to get past Merjon, and then they're talking about doing the Junta Nakatani fight in Japan later next year. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if the Angelo fight is realistic anymore.
Yeah, 'cause he already has the year planned out.
But I wish. Hey,
Who knows?
I'm gonna
Yeah.
translate this segment into Japanese. If anybody in Japan gets a hold of this video, I would highly encourage you to make that fight because I feel like he's gonna fight Kameda here in Japan in about a month, and he's gonna put on a show. I mean, he's gonna like respect the Kameda, but I think he's gonna beat the brakes off of him. Maybe I'll be wrong. I look stupid when people run this back if he loses.
Well,
It doesn't
so
look
far
stupid.
you haven't been wrong this past couple of years. So
I
I
think
highly
he's
doubt that.
I think he's going to do very, very well against Kameda, and the Japanese people are going to learn more about him. And who knows? Maybe the door will open, but for now, I don't think it'll happen. But
Yeah. So we just gotta
we'll
wait and
see.
see.
Wait and see
Wait and see till May. I'll be watching that fight for sure. I'll be making sure I watch that fight.
for sure. But Lewis, uh, thank you for your time, man.
Of
I had you
course.
I had you here for almost an hour. I have a lot of editing to do, but before I end the interview, is there any final message you want to give to the boxing fans about what you got going on?
Just pretty much just be on the lookout. I'm on the rise. I'm staying active. And if you ever see me fight, I truly believe you'll be a fan just because I come in, I put the work, entertaining. Yeah. That's it. And I want to show that I belong up there in the elite level, and I promise I'll get there. I got the right team, the right manager, Ryan Ricky, my trainer Jeff. They're guiding me to step by step, fight by fight, to eventually get to a world title.
Great things, great things ahead, man. And Lewis, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
Likewise, man. Thank you so
All right.
much.